Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode number 1 of Community Leaders. So, if you guys are wondering what in the heck that's about, this is where we're going to interview people who are out there creating gaming content that you are watching, that people like, and have become sort of the go-to people within their various games. For episode 1, I had to start with the guy who I've heard his name a million times from people who have come into my own channel, and from actually going to his Twitch stream and his YouTube videos. I completely understand why. His name is Eric Phillips, but you know him better as Bigedude. Hey, Biggie, how's it going?
Going good. Yeah, buddy.
So, just so you guys know, Biggie, 4,100 Twitch followers the last time I checked. Got 700 videos with over 48,500 subscribers, and doing like 8 or 9 different games or something like somewhere around there, maybe more. 5,400 Twitter followers, and God, you have 3,300 tweets. That's the nuts part. That's a lot of tweeting. And then the really interesting thing that I'm going to touch on later is you actually have an album on iTunes of songs. So let's go ahead and start off. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
All right. Well, my name is Eric Phillips. I am 41 years old, and I've been making YouTube videos since 2000. Yeah, 2007. And I'm also a junior high choir and music teacher. You know, I have I've been doing this for 18 years now, and it's pretty cool. You know, I've always wanted to be a rock star, and I kind of live like a rock star, but in a good way. You know, and it's kind of funny that the YouTube thing has really taken off, and I'm still teaching. Like I have school tomorrow. We're getting ready for a concert, and yeah.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, some of my favorite people in my life, including my mother, are teachers. So you guys put in a ton of work and are usually underappreciated. So it's nice to have this aspect of it where clearly people appreciate you. Okay. So you've been doing the YouTube videos, you said about 8 years. What actually got you started doing YouTube videos in general?
Well, honestly, what my channel started off is the first video I ever made was a vocal warm up. Me just playing a couple of tunes about 2 minutes long, and it's just me playing the piano so people can sing along with it. Because I didn't want to do one where I was singing along with it because sometimes people would try to sound like you, and a soprano or an alto or a girl should never sound like me. And it started off with just that, and then at the beginning of 2008, I said I've been watching a bunch of people, and I said, I guess I'll do some vlogs here and there, and it's definitely kind of evolved over time for sure.
Yeah, and I've noticed that is when I went back, I saw a lot of the musical stuff, but lately it seems to be the vast majority of it seems to be gaming. So how did you get into, like, have you always been a gamer? No.
No, I'm part of the generation that grew up with Nintendo and that sort of stuff. If anything, I was a PC gamer from the get-go. Never had a Nintendo. I had when I was my first years of teaching, I did have a PS1 and PS2 eventually, but I never. It's kind of funny that I'm a gamer now. As far as what my channel is really known for, it's just ridiculous in a good this? And so then I go and I find out that this really big YouTube channel called NGT Zombies. They played the video, or they played the map, and you hear the song, and they just went crazy about it. And I had never watched. I'm not somebody that grew up watching people play video games. You play it yourself. And a lot of these gamers, they built these audiences with a newer generation of kids and teens and whatever. Like they're so used to watching other people play, and I still never understood that until I saw that video. Because they were really good. It was entertaining. They were talking to each other, having fun, goofing off, and then the way they react when my song came on was priceless. And then that was how I first realized it was interesting. And then I realized as time went on that a lot of the top 100 YouTube channels were gaming type things, and the whole focus. I used to get a lot of views on my songs, but they were only like a minute or two long, and so they were getting tons and tons of minutes, and that's where the YouTube algorithm of promotion or something went. Like the more minutes you are watched, the more people that will find out about your channel. So that's kind of what happened. I realized, oh, this is cool. I understand why so many people watch gaming now.
Yeah, I get that as well. And so sometimes when you do things live, what you do is you get the Skype call that it completely jacks on you, and then you have to call him back because
Because something happened.
yeah, of course. It knows we're doing a video, so of course, go Skype. So, yeah. So you started doing. So when was you said it was 2000 what when you actually started doing the gaming videos?
Gaming videos started last year. The first video I made was literally almost a year ago. A year and like 2 days. I only made 4 or 5 really small ones, and then it wasn't until the end of August until Supercard started doing its thing.
Yeah. So do you remember before you got into the gaming side of it of about how many subscribers you had on YouTube, roughly?
Yeah, the real thing is it's basically I have the number from basically when I started Supercard videos, because I'm still getting some over the time, because from April to August, end of August, I had gone to another VidCon. I've been to all 5 VidCons that have happened. And so, I meet a lot of people there in the industry, and, people think I'm cool sometimes. And, so I had 10,500 when I put out my first Supercard video in the end of August 2014.
Well, and so 10,500 from 2007 until a year ago, and now over 48,000. That's insane. It's awesome.
Almost 4 times much in 7 months. It's ridiculous.
So you talk about the VidCons. I know it's a bit of a haul for you, but are you thinking about attending TwitchCon?
I've barely known about TwitchCon. I know they announced it. I forgot where and when it is.
Yeah, I think it's San Francisco area in September, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
like September is teaching school, and for that's not gonna really happen. See, that's why I love VidCon, because it's always in the summer.
Yeah.
And I don't do anything during the summer.
Oh yeah, no, that's awesome. Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, and they didn't really tell us much. They were like, "Hey, we're doing TwitchCon." Oh, okay.
Yeah, it just sort of happened.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess if you have enough people, why not? I mean, BlizzCon was in my backyard. And when I say literal in my backyard, I literally once got out of my apartment and I walked to BlizzCon.
Oh wow, that's
I mean,
ridiculous.
yeah, it was that close. So, and things like that. It's just like, oh, we have games, people play them. Let's do a con. So, and I
Yeah, kind of. You know, it's kind of. I know there's a League of Legends con in what, Atlanta or something like that.
yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, I
Or
think it's somewhere.
I don't really know where.
I don't play League of Legends. I can't keep up. Can't keep up with these kids.
Yeah, that's like Blizzard actually liked the fact that I made some Hearthstone videos, and they gave me 5 beta keys to Heroes of the Storm, and I was like, I can't play this, so I gave them away to like people that watch my stuff,
Oh yeah,
and it was pretty cool.
yeah. They were actually really cool with that. We gave a couple away on our podcast, and
Yeah.
just to get people out there, and it was. I mean, I do play though not as much as I used to. Actually, my girlfriend plays a hell of a lot more than
Really?
I do. At this point, I think she's just a better Hearthstone player than I am. But no, she's good. Sometimes on my stream, I'll be doing whatever, and her mic will be on, and you'll just hear the sounds of Hearthstone going off and whatever, and you just hear the occasional like and you're like, yep, she's playing
Murloc,
Hearthstone or
gurgle, gurgle.
Hearthstone or Clash of Clans.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, so segueing here, so I have a kind of a two-part question for you. So,
Okay.
what games do you currently stream or record? And then, do you have any games that you play that you're just like, you know what, this is for me. This is just something
Oh, yeah.
I want to do. So let's start with the ones that you actually put out videos
Right.
for, just in case.
Streaming, or streaming is basically I've only ever streamed what you call it there, the Supercard. I've streamed Clash of Clans. I accidentally streamed me playing Happy Wheels once because I didn't realize I was recording the episode, and I didn't realize it was still recording, which is kind of funny. And then at the end, I was like, oh, it says I'm live. And then there's like 40 people watching me, and I didn't even know I was live. And so then it turned into a really funny thing. But for other games I play, I love Trivia Crack. I actually made an episode today because I had an idea, because I have multiple Facebook accounts from, back when 2010, where everybody had multiple Facebook accounts just
Yeah.
so they could, send themselves stuff and, do all that cool stuff. Anyway, I recently got one reactivated. Well, not reactivated, just started doing it so I could play Trivia Crack with viewers and stuff. So that will be cool. I love idle games like Adventure Capitalist and Swarm Simulator.
Yeah.
Just number games, like really fun stuff. And I play Boom Beach. I play Clash of Clans. I play Immortals nowhere near as much as I was. I played Mortal Kombat. I got the WWE 2K mobile game, and I still suck so bad at it.
I downloaded it myself, and I haven't even had a chance to open it yet. So I'm waiting for
Yeah.
the impending suckage. Yeah, we actually did a crazy, I think it was 65-hour stream. At
Yeah,
one,
that was during my spring break. I
yeah,
remember that.
leading up to WrestleMania and all WWE content, and I actually went out and got the game for PS3, and
Oh yeah.
oh yeah, it was the saddest thing you've ever seen. I mean, I could not play this game to save, and I used to console game, but I mean,
That's funny.
when Santino Marella just pwns CM Punk, you
Yeah, that's
know
kind of a bad deal.
you know you're doing something wrong. So I'm waiting to pick that up and suck at it myself.
There you go.
So, but yeah, you do videos for like a lot of these games.
Yeah. Because I don't actually own a console. Everything I do is on the computer or is streamed from the phone. They're all iOS or mostly Android apps, but I have Reflector for iOS, and that's how I do Immortals, because it took forever for the online stuff to happen with
Android, yeah.
Android. and I just that part of the game was way cool. So
Oh yeah,
yeah,
no, absolutely. That was one of the cooler parts about it, I thought.
yeah.
Okay, so Bigedude33. There's got to be a story. I've got to hear it.
All right. Well, here's I'll tell you the 33 part first. The Bigedude 33 part was because when I first started YouTube, Bigedude was taken by some dude in Spain and never made a video, never did anything. When I started YouTube, making YouTube videos, I was 33 years old, and that's how Bigedude 33. Um, the big E part came from college. I'm Eric, that's E. When we did orientation, I went to SUNY Potsdam, the Crane School of Music. It's a very well known school of music in northern New York. And there we had orientation, freshman orientation, and there was 5 Erics in our class, and a lot of us were hanging out. So it got to the point where somebody would say, "Hey, Eric," and then 4 people would turn around,
Yeah.
and they's like, and then my friend Brian, who I'm still friends with to this day, he goes, "Dude, you're big. You be Big E." And then it became the dude part came. So because like whenever people would see me, they go, "Big E, dude, what's going on?" And that's exactly how it happened. Everybody would just say, "Big E, dude, what's how you doing?" And that's how I got Bigedude 33.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, and I get the whole no videos thing because I'm the Gamers Dome everywhere except YouTube, where
Yeah.
somewhere for some reason somebody else had the idea of making the Gamers Dome. Same thing. They no content, no nothing. So I had to put like a YT at the end of it for YouTube.
Right.
So you're like, oh,
That's funny.
that's annoying.
That happened to both of us.
Okay, so a few random, maybe off gaming questions I have for you,
Sure.
or stories. So I was going through your Twitter, and I noticed that Ellen DeGeneres follows you, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
There's got to be a story.
There is a story, actually. At least why I think she follows me. I never been able to confirm it because, I mean, it's the Ellen show,
Of course.
obviously. But about 5 years ago, or something, I'm guessing, there was a video that went nuts. This kid named Grayson Chance played paparazzi at his it was kind of a classical-ish, piano-ish version of paparazzi at his talent show, 6th or 7th grade talent show. And then he was on the show, and then she signed him to a record deal. And so I made a parody of paparazzi. It was Grayson Chancey. And I can only imagine that's about that time when I got followed. Don't really know. And I had a lot of other like silly songs. I had Gravy, Gravy, Gravy for Justin Bieber's, Baby, Baby, Baby. And that had over 100,000 views at the time. So I'm thinking it was somewhere in there, which is just kind of cool, It's like, oh, all right.
Yeah. Well, and so I have a feeling I may know at least one of the answers to this next question based on what you just said there.
Okay.
So you do, as we've noted, musical comedy.
Yeah.
Were there any actual inspirations, people that you've looked at and said, "Hey, I really like their stuff."
Yeah. Old school, like obviously Weird Al. He
Yep.
was the king of he's still the king of the parodies.
Oh yeah.
When you look at body of work and Dr. Demento show, listen to that every Sunday night, right around this time, 30 years ago, when I'm like 11 and 12 and, junior high, all those times, I'm listening to that show, laughing my butt off. And this, the silly songs, the parodies, the novelty songs, it's just, I still remember, and the comedy things, I still remember it just like it was yesterday. And, and then later on, you get Adam Sandler going with his turkey songs, and, just all that stuff. Bob Jenny, or I think that's wrong. but the prune juice song, just all sorts of these things.
No,
And
yeah.
and now, I mean, this was well before it became like a huge deal on YouTube. Obviously, all my inspirations are the old school people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I get that. We actually I had the chance to attend Woot Fest. I don't know if you're familiar with what that was. It was
Woot!
it
I
was
know the site. You can buy cool stuff for cheap.
you can actually, and I bought a few. No, it was something put on by Will Wheaton and Paul and Storm.
Okay, I know Paul and Storm
Yep,
from Da Vinci's Notebook. Yeah,
yep, and
I actually play the hip shop thing. So it's like hip hop with barbershop. I play it for my seventh graders every year. I've played it for the last 5 years because it's like barbershop
yeah,
hip hop stuff, and they laugh so much every single time. They go, "What is this?"
yeah.
So
I didn't realize that. I think it was Despicable Me too that they actually have a song in there.
I have yet to see Despicable Me too. Actually,
I didn't realize
which is funny.
I actually when they were doing a Kickstarter, I interviewed them a while back, and
Oh, that's awesome.
they mentioned that, and I was like, really? And then
Oh.
I went back through and I watched it. I'm like, oh my god. So, but yeah, so at that show, um, essentially the MC for the show was Dr. Demento.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it really was. There were a ton of great comedy people, and then
Yeah.
as a surprise at the end, though, we kind of guessed that maybe actually Weird Al came out.
Really?
Yeah, and did it. It was as a guy who's a fan of uh, the musical comedy that I was geeking out hardcore.
Oh yeah, I would have done the same.
So okay, so I wanted to we have a Twitter submission
Ooh,
that I wanted to ask you at Egthan324.
I love that guy. He makes all. I do a Happy Wheels series, and he makes He makes levels for me all the time, and he's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, I've seen him a few times. He seems pretty cool.
Yeah.
He wanted to ask, do you have any ideas on how to improve Supercard?
Okay. Well, to improve Supercard, see, I'm gonna answer this in a way that is beneficial to the player, and it's still not dumb for the company to do. I can say I know that a lot of people want trading. It's never going to happen if they're smart. Okay,
Yeah,
if it was in the beginning, like Marvel World of Heroes or something like that, where there's trading, that's okay. But it's so easily abusable. Even if you have limits on you can just it's so easily abusable. Auction house would be great because they have it in the other game, which is by Cat Daddy as well. And I personally would like to have different modes of like King of the Ring modes. I made a whole post. They actually have a community thing on the 2K forums where you can submit uh, ideas for ways things to improve the game. And everything I did was kind of like was a an extra mode to play, because if you can do that, that would be really cool. Like one of them was, and they were all based on um, wrestling type events or pay-per-view names. Like one would be the Elimination Chamber. You have six people in a King of the Ring style event, but it goes by the rounds, and it's like you face everybody round robin once, and so you have 5 matches, and then the person with the lowest total gets kicked out, and then it goes until there's a winner, and and then rewards go up according to your position. And I think that's a really neat one. That would be really it would be really cool to see if anything like that happened. And like a battle royale where it starts off like 32 people, and after 32 rounds or whatever, or 32 matches, then it cuts to 16, and then it cuts to 8, and then 4,
yeah,
like sort of like that. Kind of like King of the Ring, but with more people and different rewards. I also had give out fusion rewards, so it will save time, in the whole cycle. Because when you think about it, if you make it really rare, people will still do it.
yeah. Even if they gave like fusion material, they're like, here's
Yeah.
legendary fusion material. It's not actually you can't play it, but you can throw it into the chamber.
Right. That's what I would. Also, having a card that would allow you to train, like a training card, where when you activate it, it gives your cards 1 to 5 extra levels. Um, but I just thought about it. Like, would also be cool, and that was just to train it, not to increase the level cap, like overboost on Marvel World of Heroes, and that would be awesome too. Like, because if you had that for, like, say, survivor cards or something like that, to be able to boost your card 5 more levels, you'd have a lot more balance all over the place. Where and I guess that would be really neat. And I just came up with that idea.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Along those lines, like maybe there's ways of getting up to, or maybe a max of like assignable points, so that
Yeah.
you have other ones. So if you want your guy to be stronger in strength, you can make him stronger in strength or
Like
whatever.
customizable. That would be. I think coding that would be a little bit more difficult, but
Yeah.
it's definitely could. You can do it.
Oh yeah. No,
You know.
it could very well really mess with the size of the database to make that work.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely.
But I think we'll see larger card collections available. I'm sure that's what they're going to be tweaking every now and then because of the user interface. They'll probably be able to get way more than the 130. They'll probably get up to 200 by the end of the year if this user interface, which I think works great.
When it works, great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's way better than for a lot of people's that when you had it just scrolling down, not that little side scrolling type of deal.
Yeah.
Because it was the cards that was crashing it was crashing people's devices and stuff. And I've never had that problem. So,
Yeah, I never experienced the crashing. It's the network error.
oh, that? Yeah, that would be great to be fixed. Everybody gets a network error here and there.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I did like an RTG and went through the whole RTG and you win, and then network error.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, when I'm at school playing, sometimes I get them all the time and I just get angry. But that's because there's no Wi-Fi that I can connect to at school. So I think that's what it is. But,
Yeah.
sometimes it's just your network, I think people got to realize that it's not all on their end.
Yeah. Oh no,
But
definitely. I mean, sometimes if you're not connecting properly, you're going to get a network
yeah,
error. So.
people like to complain about everything, dude. It's just and I guess that's part of, like, being the teacher and stuff. I know how to, like, invest my time and effort into, like, an argument. If somebody's just whining and crapping and moaning and not offering anything positive, I'm just gonna let them.
And that's Skype for you folks. So let's get ourselves reconnected. Yep, that would be Skype. So we're gonna let's try this whole thing again.
All right.
Okay, so speaking of things I would like to work properly, Skype. I'm sorry. Please continue if you know where you were when Skype.
I was almost done. I said I don't go to the 2K forums much because a lot of it is ridiculous.
Yeah.
People just whining and complaining about stuff.
Well, you talk about whining and complaining, and I want to get your take on something because
In my opinion,
this is something that I've been vocal about, in pretty much like anything I post related to Supercard. The PCC where you had 200 and 201 with the exact same point total. One person got the 200 reward. The other one got the 201.
Oh, yeah.
So now I get in like a King of the Ring, when 8 and 9 are tied, like you have to decide somehow who it's going to be. You can't have 9 people go into a single elimination. Not unless you want to do an 8 versus 9, which I think is silly.
Right, that's kind of silly.
Yeah, add another 3 hours to
and
it.
Another hour, right?
But what do you think about the fact that they gave it to one, didn't give it to the other, and then straight said, we're not going to? I mean, do you agree with that decision? Do you think it was wrong?
Well, here's the thing. It's oh man. They're not going to get emotional about this stuff. All right? If there was a way to know that whoever got it first got the actual thing, like whoever if it's like a timeline or whatever, and you know who got it where, timestamped, yeah. Then there's nothing to argue. There's like nothing to argue at all. And I don't think it does it like that. I think it's the last person to get to that point gets the rating. I don't know, and there's no way to confirm it, but I have a feeling it's like that. And I don't know what, if you have a bunch of people, yeah, it kind of stinks.
Yeah, if it's last, it really stinks. If it's first and they actually can timestamp who got to that point first as a tiebreak, okay, then I would be okay with that. But there's enough randomness in there that it makes me think that maybe that's not quite the case.
Yeah. Well, the problem is it's here's if I'm thinking like a corporation, it's going to affect 2 people, and you have over 1 million, over 5 million downloads, over 350,000 probably that played in the PCC itself. They're not going to really care about the opinions of one person. Maybe they'll throw them some credits silently, but probably not.
Yeah.
So they'll be like, sorry.
Well, I mean, and
suck up a deal. That's what, it sucks. If I was 201, I would be really, really ticked off. And it's a test of character. You remember? Because in the end, it's a game. And that in my opinion, it really could be reset in like October, November, if they really wanted to just not deal with a lot of stuff. Hoping they don't, but
Yeah, I really, really would not like that very much.
Yeah, that would be sad.
Yeah. Interesting. I mean, by the flip side of it, I almost think like, why not just give him the guy? Because you will get some people like I have a big mouth and it doesn't stop running, and if I get on something, I will continue to harp on it. So why risk the chance of pissing off something like let's say that you really got behind the guy and you started talking about it. All of a sudden, there would be a lot of negative feelings towards it. Why not just give the guy the other freaking Lesnar? It was 201. I'm trying to remember. 200 got 2, and 201 got 1. Just give him the other Lesnar. Just here, program.
Yeah. And I don't know how many people were tied at 200, or if there was a bunch, that's interesting.
Yeah.
If it's one, I don't know.
Yeah, there was one person that was 1 below them, but they were 1 below them. So
like a point below.
Yeah.
And it's all in all, it kind of sucks. If it happened to me, I mean, it's really a test of character. I'd be mad. I'd be like, oh well, after a while. But I'd vent for a while. It would have been on video. I don't think it really would have. I mean, I think a lot of people forget that we are really all at the whim of Cat Daddy and all those guys. They do care a little bit about us because we'll just stop playing if things don't go well in the long run. But it's a very addicting game. Good luck trying to give it up.
Oh,
in general,
I know
people get tired of it, but at that point they've already made money off of you through through ads, through things they can market, through everything, through purchases. So, I don't know.
Speaking of PCC, we just had the most recent one, and I have to ask, do you know about where you finished in that one?
Yeah, 36,000 because I didn't have the time.
36,000. Okay, so at 31,000th, I was
Yeah,
barely ahead. Yeah, I know it's crazy. Like the amount of time and points and effort that you have to put into these things to get
yeah,
anything out is insane. I'm a RTG guy completely.
yeah. I love Road to Glory.
Yep.
I love it. I love it way, way more. But I like to like. There's a whole the Supercard Twitch community. That there's always a call, and like I know that in that call, 5 or 6 of them got the times two Mizdow,
Yeah.
and that's just kind of cool, and that and the thing I love about the community itself, there really is a community in this game, and um, and there's a bunch of people that make YouTube videos, or they see somebody like me, a 41-year-old guy that's goofy and acts younger just because that's his personality. That's me talking about myself, and and I love it when people say, "Hey, I made a video. Can you check it out?" I'm like, "Yeah," because like if you keep the game going, that it just means more and more people will be interested in the game. It's a simple game, but it's like it's always got something interesting in it, and
Yeah,
it's cool.
they do a pretty good job, I feel like, of keeping it fresh.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, between the various modes that they've added, and like when they added RTG, and now it seems like so you were on at the beginning. I didn't pick it up until I think it
yeah.
was
Second
November.
day was I started on August 15th, and it came out the 14th,
Yeah, I was probably a little more than 3 months later, but
and
like
then
they weren't
I
doing
know
they weren't doing
I got
PCCs every
5
weekend.
people hooked on it. Like it's like, dude, you got to play this game, and that's what happened when it came out. They were not expecting it to be that big. I guarantee you.
Well, I talk a lot about game mechanics and game skins,
Uh huh.
and the mechanics behind the game, while obviously there's some luck factors with random procs and things like that,
Right.
but the game itself is reasonably solid. Like I remember um, I was in San Antonio for a Magic Grand Prix, and I was rooming with this guy. He's not a WWE fan at all, and
Right.
he saw me playing away at it. He's like, what the
What are you
hell are you doing?
doing?
I think he was playing World of Warcraft or something, and I showed him, and long story short was I went to bed and he kept playing my account for like an hour afterwards until he hit the card limit where
Yeah.
he didn't know what to do with it anymore. So yeah, the game is definitely addicting.
Oh yeah.
So okay, so um, do you have anything before I let everyone know how to find you that you'd like to add? Anything you'd like to get out there?
I don't really think
No.
so. I am very thankful that you asked to interview me.
Oh,
So thank you very much.
oh, and I appreciate it too. I mean, when I came up with the idea here of doing this, I thought, I mean, for episode one, like you were a no-brainer. You were someone that has had such an impact. I mean, like I can't think of a community that's been out there where one person has had a greater impact on it than you.
Wow.
So,
Thank you. I personally don't feel that way, but thank you very much.
well, I could tell you the first time I streamed Supercard, the very first time, I actually had to ban your name from my channel because everyone was spamming about how amazing you were, which I personally, I don't like the idea of going in other people's channels and advertising.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, exactly. And I knew you wouldn't have supported that.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, because everyone's like, you got to go see Bigedude. You got to go see Bigedude. You got to go see Bigedude. And it's then when I realized, and then I actually saw your stream, and I was like, I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, you are somewhere around The Rock when it comes to charisma. I mean, it's amazing. You're so high
Wow.
energy, and guys, if you haven't checked out his stream, for some reason, whether you're a supercard person or not, you need to do that. So everyone now you can see where you can actually see them. We got
Yay!
youtube.com/user/Bigedude33. Heck, you can see them if there's YouTube. You go to Twitch. Yep.
I don't know which side it's on.
It's right down. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Definitely, I mean, all of them I'd say, but definitely the first two. The videos are great. I love the streams. I think they're awesome.
Thank you very much.
It is, and it's high energy all the way through. And it's a guy who streams myself. I know how hard it is, and I couldn't do it. You maintain an energy level that is just fantastic and infectious, contagious.
Well, thank you.
Great.
I mean, that's how I really got larger on YouTube was from a site called Blog TV that became YouNow, and basically I would make up music and read the chat while so that's kind of just the same interactiveness. I don't even care about the game. It's really about the connections with the people, and that's really and we're all just playing this game together or whatnot. And it's just that's my mentality behind it all. You know, I know that some people will find me entertaining, some people will find me annoying, but it's just the way it is, you know?
You know what? Nobody is everyone's cup of tea, I've learned. And you know what? Find your cup of tea. But apparently you are enough people's cup of tea.
Apparently they like my tea.
You have
They like my blend.
You have a strong blend there, sir.
Yes.
So make sure you're following him. And of course, what kind of a host would I be if I don't pimp myself out? So
yeah, go make sure you check him out too, duh.
So, but yeah, no, and I really want to thank you so much for being on. And,
no problem.
You were mentioning things that slip the brain. You were talking about how it's not about the game, it's about the people, and
yeah.
I love the term that you've used, and I've never heard it used before. Coined the comment unity.
Well, is that community? Yeah.
Comment, and so just showing people that, hey, listen.
Yeah.
I mean, we want to build a community, and you do that by people talking and getting
in the comments. Yeah. Yep. I mean, it's comment community, community just kind of makes sense.
Yeah. No, and I love that, because that's one of the reasons I think you're so big. You get it. It's not about you. It's about the people who are there to support you.
Yeah.
So awesome job. Fantastic. And again, thank you so much for being on.
Hey, no problem, man.
Okay. So
again,
for the Gamers Dome, this is Scott Gerhart with Bigedude over here. And
yeah, buddy.
We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.